You have a lovely speaking voice.
Why, thank you.
Okay. In all your years doing anime, video games, and cartoons, what is the weirdest thing you've encountered on a script, or they've told you to say, and you've been like, I have to say that?
Oh my God. That's a great question. You know, I remember the first time that I was shown a little anime series called Solier. And the director sent it to me and he goes, tell me what you think of the show. I was like, the show is hilarious, the show is great. He was like, no, the little white guy. I was like, that's crazy. He goes, cool, I want that to be you. I'm like, oh, no. So, I mean, everything has its little moments, and it's so much context that makes it weird and funny. God, I really have to think about that. How dare you, damn you. But honestly, that's something that, you know, that happens more often than you think as far as like, why am I saying this? Or this is weird, this is really dirty. There's been some moments in Metal Gear, I'm not gonna lie, that I'm like, really? Really? But out of context, it's weird. In context, it's almost always fan service, especially with Metal Gear. There's so much fan service that happens. Really? Yeah. You'll get there. It's okay. We're like, what, 3 months away? All right, settle down. It's a good question.
So we're almost done shooting. Naughty Dog right now is in huge E3 crunch to show the demo. We're going to do a stage demo. It's going to be amazing. What's so cool is that to me this feels like such a payoff for so many different things. If you've been a fan of the entire franchise, it's all about family. Obviously, I get to play Nate Drake's older brother, so I get to tell him what to do. It's amazing to me how a franchise that has had, every one of them has topped the other, how they continue to do that. And this one is going to blow them away. It's so good, and it looks amazing. It looks absolutely incredible. So if you're a fan of the Uncharted series, oh, I got chills.
Some goosebumps.
I think that's because I have my feet. What you got, bud?
Like, in anime, not in video games,
yep.
What character is your favorite, or do you think has been the most successful for you?
For me? Oh, man, see, those are two different questions, because I think that, well, yeah, I mean, I love that little so-and-so. And what's so great is the first time we ever recorded the song, I'm not going to do it, our director was like, you do realize that will become a thing. I'm like, nah, that will become a, people won't ask me to sing that song all the time. No. But, you know, one of my favorites was Abel Nightroad from Trinity Blood. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Catherine. That to me was like a really, I love that anime. I think it was absolutely beautiful. I think it was a gorgeous story. It was very, very unique, even though people are like, it's like Van Helsing. No, it's not. It was so different. And it was, you know, it could have gone on for so much longer, but the creator died. And that was my first like lead role that I had, so that was a really important, impactful one for me. Being a part of Full Metal Alchemist though was pretty rad. So yes. So I don't know. I think it's those are almost two different questions. It's like what has been the most successful for you, and what has been your favorite? Because I think sometimes, even though it's not my favorite, it really, really resonates with people. So I don't know. It's a good question though. Surface rocks.
I feel like you marked it as where you felt that you accomplished something in your career, that you felt really accomplished, like, wow, what I'm doing, what I've just done. And yeah.
I think there have been, you know, a little bit of those along the way. I remember there was a point where, and this is a decision you have to make, is when you stop. Actors really struggle with this too. It's like, will you just move from one job to the next? It's like, no. You don't just have a job, you have a career. And for me, I think that for the longest time, I was trying to convince people, because I didn't believe that being in games was cool enough. Like I do games, but I also want to do film, I also want to do TV. And it wasn't until I owned it for myself going, oh, wait a minute, this is actually pretty rad. It's actually in some ways better than this. And I started treating it with the respect. And that allowed me to look back and go, I've been a part of some pretty cool things. Like when I did Final Fantasy 13, that thing propelled me. Yeah. You know, when you asked, you know, what's your favorite, what's one of the things that was most successful for you, I think being cast in a Final Fantasy game was a really big thing for me. Even if you didn't like Snow, which I did, I thought he was cool. Weird hair, but cool guy. But you know, there's little moments, and when we made The Last of Us, we knew that we made something good. And we didn't know how it was going to be received, but we knew that it was honest and that it was good. But I think there have been little moments along the way where you kind of, hopefully you walk out of the booth or you walk off set and you go, that was good. We made something really, really good. Working on Tales from the Borderlands right now, we get done with every session, we're like, that was fun. That's amazing. What we're doing is really, really good. And I think the goal is for you to work towards, you know, you're always going to be picking up trash, you're always going to be digging ditches in some way or another, no matter what your industry is. You're always going to have to do the work that nobody else wants to do. But I think when you do that, then you prepare yourself to be able to do the things that you really want to do, and you really get to be a part of making something that's really, really good. But you have to do the shit work before you can do the good work. So you kind of weed through those and you put a smile on your face as you're digging that ditch, and then you get a chance to work on something like The Last of Us or Bioshock Infinite. Great question. Awesome voice, man. You're going to die tonight. I believe you. I don't, and I'm not really afraid of that for some reason. Hi, Fetch.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I just wanted. I'm not that small.
Small.
Idea.
I just wanted to ask a real quick question.
Sure.
Talking about skill sets.
Yep.
Knowing that you do voice and act for them, how was it for Infamous, which was motion capture, help you develop that character even further, not just by expressing your voice?
I think so much of the development of that character happened in the table read and actually discussing with Laura Bailey and Travis Willingham and Nate Fogg, yes. You know, and actually talking about what these characters, what was actually happening with those characters and getting involved in it so that when we actually got to the stage, we could play around, we could experiment. But it really was, the entire process was finding those characters and finding where they were in that story, what kind of story we were trying to tell. But it was fun, and I love doing mocap so much because you get to interact with your fellow actors, and intrinsically some magic will happen with that. It's more physical, so it's more believable. You can get into your, as opposed to just having to stand still and make sure you're on mic and
Because I know you probably made expressions behind the microphone, but now you actually get it.
Invariably, I look retarded when I'm doing VO. I always like, we're gonna film your face for reference. I'm like, well, okay, good luck. I could always tell if it was a good Arkham Origins session by the end of it because I work off of an iPad for my script. If that iPad was covered in spit, good job. Sometimes blood, you know, it's just whatever. But being able to work, and I love doing performance capture. It is absolutely my favorite because there's a cool physicality to it. But yeah,
Awesome,
you're awesome.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Red Ranger!
Hey, Troy, how's it going?
Hello.
All right, my
Question,
question has...
is it morphin time?
Yes, it
I wasn't sure. In different time
is.
zones, so.
All right, my question has to do more with the characters in general that you play as.
Okay.
If you had to pick a character type that you enjoyed playing, out of all the different characters you played, what would you say is your favorite? Someone like Booker or the Joker, which one do you think is the most fun?
Oh, fun?
Lego Batman?
That's fun, honestly, yes. Being Lego Batman is so fun because I get to be the Dean Martin that's surrounded by a lot of Jerry Lewis's. It's like 8 people here got the reference. Everyone's going, who? But I just get to be brooding, and that's all I have to do. And everyone else is like, wackazoo! So there's an element of that's really fun. Playing someone like Delson, which is really, especially, okay, the reason why Travis Willingham was cast first in Infamous, Second Son. He was cast as the brother, and they brought in a whole bunch of people to read for Delson. They brought in really, really, really cool people. Matter of fact, the guy that plays Eugene was actually originally brought in to read for Delson. And what made me the right person for Delson was not that I looked like Delson or anything. It was honestly the relationship that I had with Travis, because that relationship is very much it. And it's interesting that I played Travis's younger brother in Infamous because Travis is younger than me, and now I'm playing Nolan North's older brother, and Nolan is older than me. So it's like, nothing matters. It's all make-believe. But that was something that was really fun, because it was, honestly, Infamous was really Travis and I being ourselves, and in Uncharted, it's really Nolan and I being ourselves. So for those aspects right there, everything from doing Lego Batman to Sam in Uncharted to doing the Joker, which is just, oh my God, everything kind of gives its own little pin for being my favorite. I just like to work on things that are good. I hate working on things that suck. Really, really do. It's a drag. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Kick
Thank
ass.
you.
Thank you.
Go find the rest of you guys and form amazing robots. Hello.
What's up, Doc?
You are the end of the line.
I was lucky, I guess.
No pressure to ask the best question of the entire panel. You can do this.
Let's put all the cameras there.
What is the meaning of life? Go for it.
42.
It is.
This is a boring question, actually, so sorry to disappoint you all. At least he's honest. Okay, what do you suggest?
In the Necronomicon, it clearly states that... Go ahead.
Okay. Catherine or Catherine?
Dude, stand up. That's my girl right there. That's my girl. C. Catherine. K. Catherine is boring. Guys, that's all the time we have. I look forward to spending the entire weekend with you. Come get some stuff signed for me. Come to the show tonight, 7 o'clock, I believe. It'll be great. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Charlie.